Hiya! Um, as you can tell by the title of this video, it's not 100% great. I did indeed get COVID. I have been vaccinated. I had both my vaccinations done. Hadn't had my booster yet due to underlying health related things. I do have it planned to be getting very soon. I got COVID really, really bad. Definitely could have been worlds worse. In fact, my doctor told me had I not been vaccinated, I it's pretty definite I would have been one of those people on a ventilator. So I already knew that was a possibility because I have a poor immune system due to health related conditions. So it just really underlined that as a full blown definite that vaccines saved my life. So did wearing a mask. For the full 2020 year, vaccines had not been introduced. I didn't get my initial vaccine till March of 2021. So it really goes to show how much the mask did help because while being unvaccinated and still, having, while of course taking precautions, I wasn't going to like clubs or bars or anything like that. I was staying so isolated that it fucked with my mental health in a really big way. Panic disorder, woo woo. I still was going to get groceries and, pet supply stuff, things of that nature. And I never got sick. And I really do think that goes to show about the capabilities when it comes to wearing a mask, which granted is already scientifically proven. You can even do the testing yourself if you want. Put two masks on something and do a spray bottle through it. You'll see a big difference between the spray bottle with and without a mask. It's just common science sense. But it definitely did save my life. And my heart goes out to people who have had COVID but weren't lucky like I was. I can't even imagine. I have lung damage from it. It's not permanent lung damage, thank goodness, but I do have lung damage. So if I seem a little out of breath, it's because of that. This is actually me on a good day. Um, it ebbs and flows for me. I had moderate to severe COVID. I luckily did not have to be hospitalized. I did have to get x-rays on my lungs. My breathing, there was times where, especially this one night where I kept trying to fall asleep, and whenever I would wake up, it would be because I was gasping for air because I just wasn't getting enough in. My blood oxygen level did lower. Um, it lowered to 94%, which is not like super emergency, but it is concerning. I had the fever, loss of taste and smell, absolute weakness and fatigue, dizziness. There was a lot of times where I felt like I was gonna pass out. Um, I would get random shots of pain that weren't normal body ache feeling, but like sudden shocks of pain in my body in area like random areas. Headache, fever, coughing. I had both the dry and the wet cough. Lots of phlegm. I didn't get any gastrointestinal stuff besides the appetite loss until later in it when I was actually going at my turning point. Solid foods couldn't keep down. I actually had the worst violent vomiting I've ever had in my entire life. It literally looked like, I don't know if you guys have seen on Netflix the show The Silent Sea. If you haven't, you totally should. People have a mismatch of opinions on it. I personally liked it, but I would love to hear from you if you've seen it, your thoughts. in the show, and it's not a spoiler at all, I'll just say there's water that shoots out, and it looks like that. That's what it looked like. Just never ending, you know, that, headaches. It was pretty much, I went down quite the list of it. It was like, some people, they get it where it feels like just allergies. And this is also kind of a warning too for you. I started showing mild symptoms that I thought were just my allergies because so initially, sorry, I had to stop for a second because someone was calling me on Discord. Initially, I thought that my symptoms were allergies because cedar's really bad right now in San Antonio, Texas, and I am very allergic to cedar. And so it's not uncommon for me to get under the weather. It's also not uncommon for my allergies to turn into bronchitis because of the draining that happens with it. So I totally thought that that was the case. I mean, everybody and their mother here has been getting allergies, and people that I even saw on Christmas Eve for a smallish family gathering thing also had allergy problems too. I tested before entering. We all did. It was a mandatory thing for the visit. And I tested negative, even though technically I wasn't aware, but I actually was having COVID symptoms, and I still tested negative. It wasn't till 2 days later that I actually tested positive, and that's when I was deep in it. So that just, I hope, shows to you as a warning. Even if you're showing negative, but you feel kind of weird, you might still have it, and you might still be spreading it. So it's something to keep in mind. Another thing to keep in mind, and this was told for me from a doctor who has not only had COVID, but has dealt with nonstop COVID patients ever since this first started, that you don't need to retest after you have been positive with COVID. You are wasting tests that other people could be using, especially places like here where the tests for COVID are scarce. It's high scarcity right now with them. And it's because there's people that keep retrying to see if they're better now. Even the CDC says it as well, that once you have COVID, it can stay in your system for up to 90 days. That doesn't mean that you are contagious for 90 days, but that it stays in your system. Why a lot of jobs are requiring a negative COVID test is beyond me. It doesn't actually 100% make sense. It's wasteful, especially for people who may have COVID that are testing to see if they're positive so that they will know to stop working and stop infecting people. But unfortunately, social media and it's just been really misinformed when it comes to, you know, that type of stuff. And so there's a lot of jobs that still require it, which is unfortunate because there could be people that are no longer spreading it and now they're out of work for quite a long time, which can be a very strong, severe financial burden. I lucked out that, I'm not expected to retest because, you know, science, awareness of science. But I guess I made this video also, like, it's not to preach to y'all, like, to do vaccinations and things like that. You're a grown-up. You're smart. You understand science. You understand infections, viruses. Some people get it, just allergies. Others don't. You might be someone who gets it as an allergy, and that's good for you, but that doesn't mean that you are not contagious to someone who might get it, like me, who could get extremely sick, or someone worse than me that can't get vaccinations for health related medications, to which they're literally at the mercy of whether you infect them or not. Vaccines, you can still infect people. So please don't take having a vaccine as a get out of jail free card. I can now go to bars. I can now go to clubs. It doesn't work like that. You could still get sick. My boyfriend, Mick, he also got COVID, and he's got a very strong immune system, but he still felt it as like a pretty bad flu. He's already recovering, but yeah. So like he ended up getting more sick than just allergies. Granted, his was not severe, but it was still no fun, you know? Not to mention, it's like, I personally, part of why I was willing to stay in lockdown that entire time, it wasn't just because no vaccinations existed, but it was also because I think when you have a sense of conscience, the fact of possibly getting someone sick who could die from it just doesn't seem like something I would be able to live with. And I feel if there's a possibility in any shape or form I could prevent that, I will. When the hopeful day comes that COVID is done and gone, I still plan to wear masks if I get the flu or just get sick. Like, because I just don't want to get anybody sick. Even if it's not life-threatening, I don't want to get anybody sick. It's just not nice. So like I said, I can't tell you what to do. You're not going to listen to someone on YouTube, even who has gone through it, that already tells you enough about your stance that that's your choice. Just please keep in mind the people that can be affected by it. I do personally think the percentage rate when it comes to people that get severely infected is not correct, mainly because of the fact that I have had several people in my life that have gone onto ventilator, and some unfortunately that have passed away, including one of my aunts, my Aunt Annabelle. She passed away from COVID. I've seen it enough to where I wouldn't qualify it as rare personally. Maybe that's because I live in a bigger city, but I personally wouldn't qualify that as rare by any means. Not when I have well over 2 hands full of people that I'm aware of that have died from COVID. That just, and they weren't like super unhealthy either. One of them was a runner who did marathons. She never drank, never smoked a day in her life. Sometimes it's just how it is. So this is, maybe it's preaching to you. I don't know. I kind of feel a little preachy just because I don't think humanity should be something that is political. I think it should just be human. I think it should just be part of being human to have a sense of mercy and empathy for other people around you, even people you don't know, for making sure that they stay healthy too. If we all just keep only ourselves in mind, like what truly does that do for the world? Really? We want a better world, but we're not willing to chip in? Doesn't seem right. But related to gaming, I do plan to get back into gaming. I'm still on the fence on whether I will do multiplayer for a bit. I actually am considering doing it today, to be perfectly honest with you. But I'm still thinking about it. I want to start recording. I actually am hoping I can record today and put something out tomorrow that is solo related. Still gonna have to see my breathing stuff. It ebbs and flows. Some days it's good, some days it's bad, some days it's both. My breathing this morning was way worse. Not a fan. But I am getting better, so don't worry. I'm getting better. It's gonna take a while. Lung damage, even non-permanent lung damage, takes time to heal. It can take months. So I'm hoping it's not going to take that long for me, but I'm doing everything I can to help it not have it that way. Talking is supposed to help, breathing exercises. getting actual oxygen outside, I'll step outside of the house and just kind of enjoy this nice little chill that we're getting here and get some sunlight too. Sun is important. But yeah, I'm going to, my plans are to get back into doing the gaming. I wanted to do it at the beginning of the new year. I just, well, didn't expect I was going to get COVID, you know? Um, but I am going to come back. I miss you guys so much. I see that we are very close to 600, which is mind-blowing to me. I see also that Pumpkin Eater, that game is doing pretty good. Also, the Martha is Dead demo. Any newcomers to this channel, thank you guys so much for being a part of it. I hope you guys stay. I hope you stay and enjoy the future ride because it's going to be a blast. It really is. If anything, me being stuck sick has really shown me how much I enjoy recording and editing these games. I missed it so much. That's why I'm chomping at the bit. So I'm going to try and do a stream today. We'll see how it goes. But I just wanted to give you an update. For those of you who don't already know, I do have updates in the community tab of this channel. So please, please, please check those out. They will also tell you when I do live streams. Live streams, I'm going to use them also for posting when a new video is up. I want to also start doing them for polls to see what games you would like to see me play, what games you would like to do as a live stream, even just future events, because as this channel grows, one of the biggest purposes for this channel is not, you know, just like, woo, to entertain, even though I love doing that. That is inherently in my soul, I feel. But to gain a community with you guys, be close to you guys, a family with you guys, and also that hopefully someday we can get big enough to where we can run charities that can help so many people. I feel like that would feed my soul and your soul really, really well, and the souls of others, especially for conditions that don't get a lot of attention. I mean, that's not to shun the ones that do. That is wonderful that they do. But there's also rare conditions that I feel it would help a lot for them to have some light shed onto them. I mean, shit, it's not completely selfless. I mean, I'm someone with a rare health condition that I will probably do a charity for. But, yeah. So, that's the plan. I hope to see it flourish. I think we will make it flourish. I truly do. I think 2022 will, of course, throw a lot of shit our way, as these past 2 years have. I mean, I think I'd be very naive to say otherwise, but I also think that with hope, with strength, and humanity, we will be able to still succeed at our goals just fine. Anywho, I will see you next time. Bye-bye.